In this lecture, I'm going to introduce you to the where clause. Till now, all of the queries you have written return all of the rows from the table you are querying. And to do that, you only needed the two mandatory clauses of the select statement, that is, the select and the from clauses. But there is another clause that, even though it is optional, in real life you will almost always need to include it in your queries. And I'm talking about the where clause. This clause is very important because it allows you to filter the results of your queries, so that you are not forced to always retrieve all of the rows from the table. When you are working with tables with only a few rows, like the ones we are using here to practice, it is usually not a big deal having to retrieve all of them. But when you have tables with thousands or millions of rows, then you definitely don't want to retrieve all of them. Okay, let's see how the where clause works. It comprises two parts: the where keyword itself, and the condition that must evaluate to true for the rows that are going to be returned by the query. So if I write a query like this one, I get the list of all the products whose price is smaller than 10. How does that happen? Well, what happens is that every row in the table is reviewed to verify whether it meets the query's condition or not. So in this case, the row for aspirin is evaluated, and its price, which in this case is 5, is compared to 10, which is the value specified in the where condition. And since 5 is in fact smaller than 10, then the condition 5 smaller than 10 evaluates to true, and the row is included in the result set. Then the same process is followed with the row for penicillin, whose price is 10. Now, 10 is equal to 10, so the condition 10 smaller than 10 evaluates to false, and thus, this row is not included in the result set. And every row in the products table is evaluated this way. And when the process finishes, the final result set is returned. Another example could be expiration date is a date column, remember? But as you see, I can write dates as if they were strings or varchars, as long as I use a correct format. But you should only do this when testing things. For production code, you should explicitly convert any string to a date if you are comparing it to another date. But we will talk more about that a little later in the course. Okay, where conditions always include some kind of operator. In this case, I use the less than or smaller than comparison operator. But there are other types of operators, which I will cover in the next section. Alright, it is time to pause the video to work on your next task. As always, please don't continue until you have completed it. If you have any problem or doubt, post it in the question and answer section and I will help you out. Remember, there is no such thing as a dumb question. Okay, pause now. Hey, good to know you finished. Now let's move to the next lecture, where you will start writing more complex where conditions. See you there.